Hello, I'm XULTT, and today we have the 50th anniversary of the premiere of the book Turtle Diary. In November, we also celebrate the 40th anniversary of the movie based on this book, so it's a good opportunity to say a few words about it. Let's start with the author. Russell Hoban was born on February 4, 1925 and died on December 13, 2011. He was a writer whose work covered a wide range of genres, from children's books through ordinary fiction, poetry, magical realism, fantasy, and science fiction. He was born as American, but since 1969 he has lived in London, which is why the topic of this recording, published on March 20, 1975, Turtle Diary, is typically classified as British literature. Speaking of the book itself, first, some statistics. On Goodreads, this book has 2,174 ratings, which is the ninth result in terms of the number of votes for books by this author. Above, we have 6 books aimed at children, 5 from the Francis series, and the book The Mouse and His Child. What is worth mentioning is the fact that this book was adapted as animation, co-directed by Fred Wolf, known as the creator of the 5th Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles series. The only non-children's book with more votes than Turtle Diary is Ridley's Walker, which is a work of a different type, as it is a post-apocalyptic science fiction novel. It got a success nominated for the Nebula Award for Best Novel in 1981. It lost to The Claw of the Conciliator by Gene Wolfe. Turtle Diary was published in English, of course, but it was also translated into several languages, such as Turkish, Italian, Dutch, Spanish, Hebrew, Catalan, or my native language, Polish. The book is written in an interesting way. We have a chapter written from William G's perspective, then a chapter from Nara H perspective. He is a salesman working in a bookstore. She is a popular author of children's books. The narrative is told in the first person. At first, the storylines are quite separate, but over time, they begin to come together. The point of contact from which we begin to get to know both of these characters is the zoo, especially the turtles that are there. In Nara's narrative, the following text is used. The zoo is a prison for animals who have been sentenced without trial, and I feel guilty because I do nothing about it. Which really resonates with me. I had similar feelings about zoos for a long time. When I was mainly a Star Wars fan, I even planned to create a fanfic about this topic with a galactic zoo where people are attraction, etc. But that's off topic. The book has many thought-provoking text. I like it, for example, the one saying that the green turtle, Chelonia Midas, is the source of the turtle soup, to which William G thinks that he himself is the source of William G soap, and London is a place where a lot of soap is walking around. I also liked the part in which Nara considers whether the idea of freeing the turtles is really in line with what the turtles might desire, whether they would really want to go to the ocean or just she imposes her feelings on them. Wondering whether someone we want to help would really want it is always a valuable thing to do. In addition to the 2 mentioned characters, the turtle keeper from the zoo, George Fairburn, also plays an important role. And we also have the characters of our heroes' neighbors and other employees on the bookstore where Williams works. Some of the plots develop in a surprising way. We have both romance and death here, but I won't spoil the details. I encourage you to read the book yourself, it's worth it. The last thing about the book, the sentence, I didn't know how lonely I'm been until the loneliness stopped, also hit me very personally. This is something that I told myself relatively recently. As I mentioned at the beginning, this book also got a film version 10 years after the book premiere in November of 1985. First, a handful of information about the people involved in the production. The director was John Irwin, whose work include Dogs of War with Christopher Walken, Rough Deal with Arnold Schwarzenegger, or When Trampers Fade with Jeffrey Donovan. The female lead role, Nara H, went to Glenda Jackson, an actress who has already won 2 Oscars at the time for her role in Woman in Love in 1969 and in A Touch of Class in 1973. She also won 2 BAFTA Awards, 3 Emmy Awards, a Golden Globe Award, and a Tony Award. So she is a solidly decorated actress. The male role went to Ben Kingsley, also a decorated actor, who had a BAFTA Awards, a Grammy Award, and 2 Golden Globe Awards in his portfolio. He also won an Oscar, also before the role in the Turtle Diary, because he got it for Gandhi, released in 1981, where he played the title character. From other characters, the important role of the zookeeper who hits the heroes, George Fairbairn, was played by Michael Gambon. Also a talented actor, he received 3 Olivier Awards and 4 BAFTA TV Awards. He is known for many roles. I will only mention Albus Dumbledore, who he played in 6 films from the Harry Potter series. As a trivia, I mentioned that the assistant keeper appearing in one scene with Gambon was played by Peter Capaldi, an actor who 3 years later joined the group of people playing the title character in the Doctor Who series. The film itself, well, of course, what I'm saying is a matter of personal preferences, but in my opinion, it's a much better version of the book original. Everything is more or less the same when it comes to main events and the behavior of the characters, but the film is stripped of everything that I mentioned earlier in the context of the book. The talks and reflections of the characters. For example, in the film we hear the information that the Queen Turtle is the base of Turtle Soap, but that's it. We don't hear the characters' talks on the subject. Most of these recordings end with a piece about various merchandise related to a given film, series or character, but here there's really not much to talk about. Of course, the book was published in many languages with different covers. On eBay you can also get photos from the film with or without autograph. The film itself was released on VHS. I couldn't find information about a Blu-ray release, but you can get this film on a rather exotic medium, which was Laserdisc. That's all for now. Thank you for watching. Leave a like and subscribe if you liked it, and I hope to see you again in the next video. Bye!